Hi everybody and welcome back to Donnyboy73, the Small Engine Doctor. Today I'm going to show you the linkage configuration on your 7 horsepower Tecumseh snowblower engine. And this is the unit I'll be showing it to you from. And the snowblower has the throttle lever here on the console. The newer Tecumseh engines on snowblowers have the throttle lever right here. So what I'm going to do at this point is take off the screws that hold this cover on to the top of the carburetor. I have to remove the choke knob over here. And there's a screw on this side, one over here, and 2 at the front here that need to be removed to properly see what's going on in there. So once the cover is off, this is what it's going to look like. It's pretty simple actually. Let's start at the top here where the throttle lever is, and what you do is you follow the cable right down to the carburetor. And you can see that it's hooked into this bracket over here, and then on this little lever here. Here's a top view of this setup. Now what you want to do is look underneath where the lever is, where the throttle cable attaches to. Under there you can see another linkage that goes right over here. And there's that linkage. And where the tip of my screwdriver is, that's where it's hooked in. And it goes all the way back. And here's a view from the top. This is the same linkage here we're talking about. It's hooked in over here. And from here, there's a spring attached to this arm that goes to this linkage, which is attached to the butterfly mechanism on the carburetor. And this is the governor arm actually, and it's hooked into the 3rd hole at the very end. And here's a view from the rear. You can see it's a whole mechanism that pivots on the engine. This is where it's attached to from the engine over here at the bottom. And that's all there is to the governor arm. So I'm going to do one quick recap. Follow the throttle cable from the throttle lever. Goes all the way down to the carburetor. The cable is attached on this bracket, and the inner part of the cable attaches to this bracket, which this bracket swivels over here, and then another linkage is attached to it underneath, and it goes all the way to the left here, and it's attached here on that arm. It goes near the engine, there's a spring. It goes to the linkage on top of the carburetor butterfly mechanism. And from here you just go to your left of the engine, and you can see that the linkage is attached to the governor arm in the 3rd hole on the top. And for the choke, there's no special linkages. There's just basically a knob on top of the cover, and this is how it works. If you find that over the years the RPMs on your engine have diminished, what you may want to do is replace this spring here or adjust the governor arm setting over here. With a 1/4 inch nut driver, loosen the bolt over here. Once the bolt is loose, move this little lever toward the front of the engine and then tighten it. Make sure you do not overdo this, because if your engine over revs, you could blow a connecting rod and your engine may be finished. And if you find that your engine revs too high at full throttle, just do the reverse. Loosen the nut here and move this arm toward the back of the engine. But oftentimes you'll find that all you need to do is replace the spring or snip it and make it tighter. So that's all there is to the linkage configuration on this specific engine on this blower. You can bookmark this video in your favorites so you can refer to it in the future if ever you're working on one. Oftentimes they'll come in the shop and all these linkages are missing and nobody has a clue exactly how they go back on.